Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what my process is, exactly how I manage clients from the onboarding process all the way to completion, and just be as transparent as possible without obviously giving away my USP. So first of all, this guy, he wants a 5 video trial. So usually sometimes I'll do like one video trial where I will just show them what the editing capacity is like for the team, but it doesn't really show you the ideation capacity. So this is now the next level up, where it's like a paid trial for 5 videos, and I basically just have to showcase what the agency is all about, what are we about. So step one is I've got him to send me all the information possible, like what's his ICP, what's his high ticket offer, what's his current content strategy, what is he up to, like what are you doing right now that I need to plug myself into and just optimize the living shit out of and just get it to the best place possible. So step one, I've got a call in 5 minutes with my project manager. He is the guy who deals with the majority of things in my team now, because as you're scaling, you've got to put people in the right position. So I'm going to get a call with him, run him through my ideas, run him through the documents that I've drafted up this morning, the documents that we've got together, and also just find out a bit of feedback on how the team's doing, how the editor's going, how's the rest of the guys, just so I know what the capacity is like. So when I plug and play this guy into things, is there any sort of tailored things I need to do to make sure we get the best outcome possible. So that's what I'm about to do now. So now while I'm waiting for my project manager to join, I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance on the WAP that I am running. Okay, so yeah, appreciate you for hopping on the call. Yesterday, when I posted that Instagram reel, somehow it got to the guy that we just got text. I don't want to say because I've got the camera running right now, but the guy who contacted us, he used to work with Daniel Dalen's guy like a couple of days ago, and he said that that ended, and he's seen my stuff and he was like, holy shit, I want to work with you. So this is a massive opportunity for us. So what I'm going to do is it's business as usual. I'm going to run him through the system, get all of his competitors' data, his most recent 200 reels, get all that data sorted, run it through our data analysis, and just try and make sure that we know everything about him, because obviously we haven't been working with him for a long time. So we need to know everything about him, all of his competitors' content styles, what works and what doesn't work, what is he seeing success with, and how we can implement our editing capacities to it. And he asked for like 5 videos just as a trial, but the 5 videos that he wants are going to be obviously just to test if they get views, to get leads to his high ticket offer. But what we're going to do is we're going to give him 5 different variants of editing styles, 5 different variants of styles that we can implement that we think are going to get him the best leads possible. I think one thing we're definitely going to implement is that moving screen style. I think that would do really well with ecom, and yeah, we're gonna crush it. I mean, it's just a massive opportunity. Like, imagine Daniel Dalen's guy, he used to work with him, and now he's come in contact with us and said, I want to work with you. Like, this is a massive honor and opportunity, so let's just make sure we honor it and show it our best. Okay, so I've just hopped off a call with my project manager, just ran him through like who the client is, how much of an opportunity it is, and what we're going to be doing and what the next steps. I'm probably going to come up with a massive document just to streamline his process, so he knows it's come from top down, because I think every single time I involve myself heavily in the process, we get crazy results quick. And with this client, we need like extremely quick results. I've got a meeting in 2 minutes with the guys who are doing our AI app, which will streamline our systems even further, and I'll let you know how that goes. Let me set up the camera here actually. Part of the content agency is that I need to be able to analyze transcripts from videos. I need to be able to submit a link to
ready to launch. So there's nothing worse than driving a bunch of traffic to your store and not having people check out. So with all my experience, I'm going to be able to get your conversion rate up to make sure that when people visit your website, they
are. So what I'm doing here is, and this is also what makes me so different to everyone else, is that I'm currently going through my potential clients. Well, I'm on a trial, but my clients' full funnel. So when I need to know what is the user experience, what is going to be my end sort of like view. So when I bring the eyeballs to you, I need to know exactly how they're going to feel, exactly what sort of pipelines we're putting them through, so I can optimize the content in the beginning to prep them for that, or bring the best qualified leads. Because one major thing that I see content agencies doing wrong is that they will bring just eyeballs, any eyeballs. They'll bring 7-year-old eyeballs, they'll bring 104 years old eyeballs, and it's like, that's not even relevant to them. So yeah, it'll look all good and everything with like, you've got 800k views, 1.2 million views on a video, but if less than like 0.5% of them are actually qualified. That is a useless metric. It is called a vanity metric. So what I'm doing now is I've just gone through most of his funnel. I'm still got a few things left, and I'm making notes. So that's the main thing as well, is that even though I have massive systems, a lot of them are artificially intelligent, I still have to put my own human touch on it because I know what works. And I need to have my creative brain thinking, my little autistic brain thinking while I'm in this. Because your AI tool, because a lot of people go, well, content agencies are redundant because you can just use ChatGPT, Claude, Cloud, whatever, Poppy. But the problem is that AI is only as good as the person using it. And you're not going to be replaced by AI, you'll be replaced by someone using AI. So for me, it's that I've got so much experience and my brain works so differently, and I've got so much sort of knowledge and I know how this works, is that I prep myself for when I go and use those tools. So now at the end of this, I will know exactly what my guy offers, what I think will work the best for him, proven strategies from historical data, and then when I use that tool, it's just going to optimize my delivery. That's all I kind of use it for. And it's like a second opinion. I use AI as a second opinion and a second sort of person who's sat here with me right now, probably on this side, there's more space, but he's sat here with me watching exactly what I'm watching. And he's obviously got every sort of resource, knowledge on the planet. But anyway, so now I'm writing notes of, everything that my client does, what's his ICP, why is he different to everyone else, and then little content ideas and bullet points in brackets like next to things of like, oh yeah, I think this could optimize best for this section, this would do well, this is how I think I get this people in. So yeah, that's a great part. And yeah, I'm just cracking on with that. So I'm gonna give you a little update. I think I should have done this in the beginning of the videos, but this is what my current progress is. So I've got all the notes ready from my client. I've got all the notes ready that I would need to inform my decisions and inform my team on what we're building. But the first thing I do is I get 200 sort of videos ready, most recent reels, with all the analytics, all the metadata, honestly some of the crazy stuff you can see, and put it down. I get all the data, and I then use this data to find out what was his best performing stuff, why was it best performing, was there any trends, because obviously seasonal trends matter, what was the topic, what was the captions, what were the hashtags, what was the average view duration, what was like the time, for example, the length of the video, everything there is possibly to know about a video. Like on Excel, if you guys know what Excel is, my thing goes up until column LS. So it starts on A, it goes to Z, and then it goes AA, AB, AC, and like I'm on LS. So I'm collecting everything. I'm just double checking it does go to AA. Yeah, and then it goes A, B, C, D, and then it goes to Z, and then it goes BA, BB. But yeah, so I've got everything there is possible to know, and I've even collected the comments. So I want to know exactly which videos use ManyChat, which videos were actually organic engagement, and what were people saying. So were the comments positive? Were the comments negative? Were the comments nurturing? Like, did people want to be involved with him? And why was that? Everything is why. I think so many people go through this online business or even content agency. They go through all of life never asking why. And I think that's probably the main sort of attribute to my success, is that I'm constantly asking why. Like even stuff like, here, let's give you an example. On this video, which was top tips in when you're like looking for a supplier, one of the comments was, do I need an invitation when I go to China? How do I speak to people if I don't know the language? How far is Guangzhou to Shenzhen? Or is it Guangzhou? I don't know. But yeah, basically everyone's asking proper questions. That video is going to rank so much higher in my mental list or even in my physical list than something like sent. I didn't get it. The ManyChat automation is not working. Build. That's not going to rank as high. But I need to know why. And then I look at the video and I realize he's actually addressing a pain point that hits people hard. Like anyone who's trying to get into ecom, one of the main sort of pain points they have is that they can't speak Chinese Mandarin. So he solves that issue with one of his videos. And now that ranks a lot higher in my future videos to like constantly do content around than something like the ManyChat one where I'll send you a free lead magnet. And one of the most crucial parts to like this whole process is, I don't think a lot of people do this even, but it's asking your client who their competitors are. Like, who do you follow? Who do you know that is in the same space, competing for the same clients that you, same audience that you want? Because once you get all those sort of like numbers and metrics and who they are, you understand what they're doing. Like, for example, when Usain Bolt used to race, do you really think that he knew nothing about the people he was running with? He knew everything. He knew what they were training like. Well, probably not specifics, but he knew broadly what they're training like, where are they training, what trainers are they with, what do they do, what races they're taking part of, what's their training load like. Because once you find all that data, then you can actually like position yourself to optimize and actually be the best. I've asked him and he's given me 4 different names on Instagram, so now I'm going to go through all of their content similarly to the way I would do for my own client. So technically they're just going to get free data, like they get like a whole analytics done, but they never get to see it. It's crazy. But yeah, I'll go through all 4 of those guys, see what worked well for them, what didn't work well, see if there's any holes that they missed, and literally it's just 4 times the amount of data. Think about it, your client plus the 4, that's 5. You now have 5 different data sets that can optimize and feed into your decisions that will make shit so much easier. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to go through the 4 guys that he gave me, just find out everything about them, find out how can I work this. And it is hot right now in Qatar. Yeah, I'm currently in Qatar, I'm currently at my parents' house, and yeah, it's so hot out here. A couple of days ago it was actually lovely out here, and just all of a sudden it just went crazy after April 1st. Okay, so now in 6 minutes I have a call with my team, the ones who are going to be dealing with the back end sort of things for this particular client. So I've only invited the people that actually need to be on this call, because that's another thing that I think a lot of people forget, is that the company culture has to be so good. Meaning, we keep a relatively flat structure, but we don't waste time, and we know that if we get called upon, everyone's ready to go. And I think they also respect the fact that I don't call everyone into a meeting just for no reason. Like, there has to be something. So we're big on company culture. That's what gets people invested in the mission. People get invested in everything. And I am always, without fail, at least 2 to 3 minutes early in the call, because you got to lead from the front. I think too many leaders, they lead from the back, and like they're just giving orders, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. I think the reason why my people have stayed, like I've only had to fire 1 person because of performance, and the reason my team stays so locked in is because I lead from the front. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I'm there showing people, like I'll edit myself, I will gather content myself, I will literally do every single one of my team's jobs myself to show how it's done, and in case they need to be helped, like just help them out. And I also, like, I will lead from the front and show them, okay, this is the research I've done, this is how we're going to get forward, this is how we're going to do it. And it's like, even though I've got project managers in place who do, help me scale, they do certain research themselves, but it's more of like, I continually show that I'm still invested in this, and this is still how we're going to move. So it's like a very nice integrated company culture we got going, and everyone's kind of locked in. I think my longest employee is now, we're getting close to 1.5 years of him being here. So like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, we're cooking shit, and like the guy is insane, and he's doing other shit as well. So anyway, that meeting is in now. 3 minutes of me joining the call. And yeah, I'm basically just going to go over what is sort of the research I found, what type of edits I want them to do, what is the progress, what are the updates. Usually we have a team meeting every single week, but because of this client, I'll just run a spontaneous call with the people that's necessary rather than the whole team. All right, cool. Yeah, no, everything's going well on my side. Okay, so I'm just going to... Oh, perfect. You came just in time, Sylvia. I was about to start. Used to work with Daniel Dalen's team. And he's... Obviously, for some reason, he doesn't want to work with them anymore, and he hit me up and was like, yo, can I work with you? So that's crazy. Like, it's complimentary, because it's like, he's seen my account, he's seen our results, and he's seen our progress, and he was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's exciting. The only issue is that we've been put on a 5-video trial. So he wants to first test us out for 5 videos, see if we can, prove some results. He wants to see our ideation strategies, like how do we approach things, our research docs. So yeah, and then if we prove, and I believe that we will, honestly, I think we're going to bag him for a monthly retainer. Okay, so here's one thing that always puzzles me, and I'm looking through this guy's account, my potential client's account, and I'm coming up with strategies, I'm coming up with what is he currently doing wrong, because there's only one main issue that usually people face, and that's why they want to look for another content agency to work with, is that they're not getting results. Like the conversions are not good enough, or they're just not getting what they wanted to get. So when I'm looking at this, he is selling, his offer is how to do an e-com brand. but then all the content is like a travel page. So I'm really, really confused. So much of his content is just, see, like even now I'm trying to like look through it and I'm still confused on what his content's around. A lot of it's just like travel guides to China, and it's like none of that will convert to your ideal person. Like, none of them are going to become your high ticket offer. The main issue that I see across a lot of brands and across a lot of content pages is that there's just too many mismatches. It's like the username says something else, the bio says something else, their high ticket offer sells something else, and like their content, none of it is tailored towards getting their ideal consumer through that little funnel, through the pathway, all the way to the end where they're purchasing. I just don't see it. And I think that's probably this guy's main issue, is that his old team probably just got very comfortable and used to doing the same thing over and over again. They probably chucked him on like a 6-month contract, and then he saw his followers going up, but then it's like he's not seeing any leads, so he just had to like stick it out. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Let you know what my findings at the end. Okay, so the first few things that I'm noting and that I want to improve on the page is that everything looks too similar. He's doing the same thing over and over again. He looks very stationary, and he's literally just looking at the camera like this, saying, "Welcome to this, welcome to that." It's like, that's boring. We need way more energy, way more movement on the screen. And also, because he does ecom, what I want him to do is introduce props. So if I started this video and showed you, let me think of a hook. If you're looking to start an ecom brand in 2025, I would avoid buying this or this. And it's like, already someone is so much more interested in the video because I've given them 2 options to look at. Now, it's not just my face, it's like the wallet, the pen. There's just so much more interactivity on the screen. And then if I, come out a little bit and I reset the frame here, and then I show like 1 and 2 like closer to the cam, where it's like 1, 2, it's like there's just so much more movement on the screen. Rob the Bank does this so well. The reason why Rob the Bank keeps exploding is not just because he's got these crazy animated edits, it's because the videos are so interactive and they're just so like attention grabbing. It's like he's constantly moving things in front of the cam. He's always switching the frame, switching locations. He'll move it to like here sometimes. And then he'd be like back down here, and then he's outside, then he's in the car. It's like, that's how he keeps attention, and his storytelling is also really, really good. So it's like he's split his video up into like 5 different elements: storytelling, visuals, props, editing, blah blah blah, tone. And then he's like mixing them all together, making sure that every single one is literally on top of his game. And that is it. So it's like, that's going to be the main one I'm going to implement for him, is more energy, more movements, using props, because you're in ecom. If you go to China and you go to like Canton Fair, I want you to grab a prop from like one of the stalls, just grab it and be like, I would never buy this, and here are 3 reasons why. And you show like a product that's like super, super famous. So I remember back in ecom, when I tried it, was laser machines. Laser machines were so popular. And it's like, you go, if they were still popular, you'd go there, grab a laser machine. Like, if I'm starting an ecom brand, I would avoid this. Or if I'm drop shipping in 2025, I would avoid this. Simple. But yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't show you guys anything crazy. Number 2 is that we need more like him. We need more him. So who is the guy X? I'll call him X. Who is X? What was X's story? What makes him different to everyone else? What is his high tickets? Then I'm also going to look at his high ticket and see what makes his high ticket good. So I've already broke that down because I watched the lead magnet earlier, like I told, not lead magnet, the onboarding video, like I told you earlier. And I'm going to make 1 to 2 videos about that every week. And another thing I seen was that his old agency just wasn't consistent. They had done the same editing style over the cross like 6-7 months. I don't think they even like analyzed their videos, looked at what they needed to improve. Just constantly the same stuff, and it was just really, really weird. And there was no consistency. Like, I want to see daily posts, because daily posts increase the amount of views you're going to get and the amount of potential leads. It's just simple maths. So that's definitely one more. Use props, this guy. And I'm also just writing some of the hooks that he's used in his like top videos, because they're definitely reusable. So it's the next morning now, and I finished off everything that I wanted to do for those 5 videos. They haven't been scripted, just the idea, some of the references, what I want it to like kind of look like. That's what I've got ready and done. Yeah, because as soon as I completed that, I was like, okay, you know what, let me go and do some other work, because I put quite a bit of time to it. So I went and did some uni work, finished close to the entire assignment. I've only got a little bit left, and then today I'm going to get back on it, script everything out, and then see what we can do. I'll probably send it to him and let him know, see what his ideas are, what his thoughts are. But the main sort of takeaway from yesterday was that there is a big mismatch between his offer and the content he's putting out. That is the problem. That is the baseline problem. Okay, so those of you that have been to like Dubai, Qatar, any of the Middle East, you'll know that in the mornings is the lovely time to sit outside, but then as soon as it gets to like 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's just so hot, so you can't do this. Now the update is, so now I need to build his voice. So because he wants me to script most of his videos, and I need to build his voice. So I'm analysing a bunch of his competitors' transcripts, I'm analysing his own transcripts, trying to find out what the best sort of like tonality is, keyword usage, semantics, etc. And then I'm going to build out a full script for him. Oh, it's going to be so good. Oh, it's so good. That's the difference, is that people don't realise that this is how much that goes into it. That's why I'm so happy I'm doing this video, because it actually gives people the behind the scenes. Like, so when I'm quoting these prices or I'm showing people like, this is what I do, they're like, no, all you do is just edit videos. No, like a lot of shit goes into it to make sure that we get the results that we've advertised on Instagram and YouTube and wherever. Sam's shit wasn't by accident. Trading Geek wasn't by accident. All the other guys that I'm not allowed to disclose it wasn't by accident. I've just come out to get coffee because I've been inside for too long working. Yeah, I've already got some coffee. That went fine. Now I'm heading back home. Yeah, I'm gonna go back home, finish off the last bit, and then send it over to him and do any of the last revisions. And holy shit, I need to fix my hair. I need to go gym as well. I might go for a run instead, because I don't know. I just want to be out and about. I feel like I've been way too long inside the house just doing niche. Not niche, but you go. I mean, like no movement. And I think your creativity and your work can only be as good as your activity levels. So if you're like really good body-wise, that you're training, you're working out, then your work is just gonna thank you for it. So yeah, currently in the Cruiser. Insane car. Like honestly, this thing in America would just be so nice. But yeah, I'm grateful for every day that goes by. So I came back and I realized everything's done. I was just procrastinating a little bit more, because I think when it's a new client, it's a new person you're working with, you want to showcase everything you're doing. You want to like bring your best foot forward, and I think I was just overthinking it. So I'm going to send it to him tonight. I've told him that we're going to run through it over a call, because it's literally, it can also be overwhelming for a client because they haven't seen content in such a like technical detail, and with all this sort of data and analysis, it might be overwhelming for them. So they obviously might get scared. So I said, we're going to hop on a call, we're going to make this all simple for you, so don't worry about it. I'm now going to edit all this into a YouTube video, and also I'm going to show you a little snippet of what the actual final document looks like without giving you too much information.